Imagine this. Right now, in this very moment, your greatest good is not somewhere far off in the distant future, waiting for permission to arrive. It is already here, vibrant, complete, pulsing with divine life, standing just on the other side of your awareness, eager, patient, and infinitely responsive. It has been listening to you all along. Every complaint you've whispered in frustration, every doubt you've voiced under your breath, every casual, "I can't afford that," or "things never work out for me," it has heard. And because the universe operates on the exact principle of correspondence, it has obediently mirrored back more of the same. But what if, instead of speaking to your good as if it were a reluctant stranger or an absent debtor, you began to speak to it the way you speak to your dearest, most trusted friend? The one who always shows up when you call, the one who delights in surprising you with generosity, the one whose loyalty never wavers. That shift, that single, simple, revolutionary shift, is the secret door Florence Scovel Shinn pointed to again and again. Your good is not an impersonal force. It is alive, intelligent, affectionate. It is the very presence of infinite spirit, individualized as you, waiting only for your recognition and your loving command. When you talk to your good like an old friend, something magical happens. It answers immediately. Not tomorrow, not next year, immediately. Doors swing open without explanation. Checks arrive from unexpected sources. Opportunities appear as if summoned by name. Relationships heal in ways you never imagined possible. Health returns with swift, gentle certainty. Why? Because you have stopped treating your good as something you must chase, beg, or earn through struggle. You have welcomed it home. Think of the stories Shinn shared so vividly. The woman who affirmed that her right position was already hers by divine right, speaking to it with calm assurance, and within hours, received the perfect offer. Or the man who blessed his $8 as if it were a faithful companion ready to multiply, and watched it grow into streams of supply he could scarcely believe. These were not miracles in the superstitious sense. They were the natural outpicturing of a mind that had learned to converse with its good in faith, affection, and unwavering expectation. The spoken word is your wand, but it becomes infinitely more powerful when wielded with friendship rather than force. Force implies resistance. Friendship implies harmony. And harmony is the very atmosphere in which divine good thrives. So let us begin right here, right now, to change the conversation. Close your eyes for a moment if you can. Feel the warmth of an old friend drawing near someone who knows you completely, loves you unconditionally, and has only ever wanted your highest joy. That friend is your good. Speak to it softly, yet with the authority of one who knows the law. My beloved good, I see you. I recognize you. You have always been mine by divine right, and I welcome you now with open arms and a grateful heart. Come closer. Reveal yourself in ways that surprise and delight me. I trust you completely. Feel the response, a subtle lift in your chest, a quiet excitement, perhaps even a sudden idea or hunch that feels exactly right. That is your good answering immediately. This is no fanciful exercise. It is spiritual science. The power of the spoken word, as Shinn taught, releases what is already accomplished in divine mind. Your good does not need to be created, it needs to be acknowledged, blessed, and invited in friendly dialogue. When you complain about lack, you are speaking to lack like an unwelcome guest who overstays. When you affirm abundance grudgingly, you are speaking to it like a suspicious stranger. But when you talk to your good like an old friend, you are speaking to it in the language of love and love, as the fulfilling of the law dissolves every barrier. In the days and weeks ahead, make this your daily practice. Upon waking, greet your good with affection. Good morning, my faithful friend. What wonderful surprises do you have for me today? I am ready to receive them under grace in perfect ways. Before sleep, thank it. Thank you, dear good, for the perfect day that has unfolded and for the even greater blessings already on their way. I rest in your loving care. Speak these words aloud. Whenever possible, the vibration of your voice impresses the subconscious more deeply than silent thought alone. Watch how quickly circumstances rearrange themselves to match your new tone. You may encounter moments when old habits creep back, when fear whispers that nothing will change, or when appearances seem to contradict your affirmations. In those moments, do not argue with the appearance. Simply turn to your good as you would to a friend who has momentarily been misunderstood. I know you are here, my friend. I see only you. The rest is illusion. Show me your perfect plan now. Persistence in this friendly conversation builds an unbreakable conviction, and conviction is the magnet that draws manifestation with lightning speed. This is the beginning of a transformed life, one where struggle gives way to grace, where effort yields to effortless flow, where every day becomes a delightful exchange between you and the infinite good that has always loved you. Your good is not waiting for you to become worthy. It is waiting for you to become aware. Speak to it now as an old friend, and listen for the immediate, joyful reply. It is already answering. As this friendly conversation takes root in your consciousness, something profound begins to unfold within you. The subconscious mind, that faithful gardener of your life, starts to till the soil differently. No longer does it accept seeds of doubt or limitation. Instead, it nurtures the affirmations of friendship and trust you plant daily. Old patterns of scarcity thinking loosen their grip, replaced by an easy expectancy that good is natural, inevitable, and eager to express through you. You find yourself noticing blessings you once overlooked, the smile of a stranger that feels like a wink from the universe, the timely arrival of exactly what you needed, the sudden solution to a long-standing problem. These are not coincidences, they are responses. Your good, treated as a cherished companion, delights in reciprocating your affection with tangible demonstrations. You may wonder, how can something as simple as changing the way I speak produce such rapid results? The answer lies in the law Shinn repeated so often. Life is a game, played according to spiritual rules, and the spoken word is the move that sets everything in motion. When spoken in harmony with divine truth, words impress the superconscious, releasing ideas already perfect in mind. But when spoken casually or negatively, they impress limitation instead. By addressing your good personally and warmly, you align your vibration with its true nature, abundant, responsive, loving. The resistance you once felt melts away because there is no longer any separation between you and your good. You are no longer begging an outside force. You are communing with an inseparable part of yourself. Consider how this changes your daily interactions. In the past, perhaps you approached money with anxiety, treating it as something scarce and unreliable. Now, you speak to your financial good like a generous friend who has never let you down. My dear prosperity, thank you for flowing to me so freely today. I know you love to multiply under grace, and I welcome every channel you open. Bills lose their power to intimidate because you know supply is not limited to what you see in the bank account. It pours from infinite sources when invited lovingly. Relationships transform as you speak to the good in others. I see only the divine in you, my friend. Let harmony reign between us now. Even the body responds when you address its health with tender friendship. Beloved body, thank you for your perfect functioning. I speak wholeness to every cell, and I know you hear and obey. This practice requires no special rituals or long hours of meditation, though quiet reflection enhances it. It is a way of being, a constant undercurrent of loving dialogue that runs through your thoughts and words. Shinn taught that man is a perfect idea in divine mind, and his good is already released. Your role is simply to claim it through recognition and speech. When doubt arises, do not fight it. Befriend it briefly, then redirect. Thank you for showing me where I once believed in lack, but now I choose to speak only to my good. Come forth, beloved, in even greater measure. As weeks turn into months, you will notice a deepening sense of poise. Fear no longer dominates because you have a constant companion, the living presence of your good, who reassures you at every turn. Decisions become easier because intuition, that still small voice, speaks more clearly when the mental atmosphere is calm and friendly. Opportunities multiply not because you chase them, but because your good rushes to meet you halfway, eager to fulfill its divine purpose through you. This is the beauty of the practice. It is effortless yet profoundly effective. You do not force manifestation. You allow it by changing the quality of your conversation. The universe, being responsive intelligence, mirrors back exactly what you decree in faith and love. Speak scarcity, and scarcity answers. Speak friendship to your good, and friendship returns 1,000-fold in money, in health, in love, in joy. Continue this dialogue without ceasing. Let it become as natural as breathing. In every situation, turn first to your good. What would you have me know or do now, dear friend? The answers come sometimes as ideas, sometimes as people, sometimes as sudden openings. Trust them, act on them, and watch how immediately your world rearranges itself to reflect the harmony you have established. As this friendly conversation takes root in your consciousness, something profound begins to unfold within you. The subconscious mind, that faithful gardener of your life, starts to till the soil differently. No longer does it accept seeds of doubt or limitation planted by careless words or habitual worry. Instead, it nurtures every warm, trusting affirmation you offer. You're good, like precious seedlings in fertile ground. Old patterns of scarcity thinking, those well-worn grooves of not enough, too late, or it's never for me, begin to loosen their grip, almost imperceptibly at first, then more noticeably as the new habit strengthens. You find yourself noticing blessings you once walked right past. The unexpected kindness of a neighbor, the perfect parking space that appears just when you need it, the sudden flash of inspiration that solves a problem you had carried for weeks. These are not random coincidences. They are direct responses. Your good, now treated as a cherished companion rather than a distant possibility, delights in reciprocating your affection with demonstrations that feel personal, timely, and unmistakably loving. You may find yourself asking, almost in wonder, how can something as seemingly ordinary as changing the tone of my inner and outer conversation produce such swift, tangible shifts? The answer is both simple and majestic. It is the very law Florence Scovel Shinn proclaimed with such certainty. Life is a game governed by spiritual rules, and your spoken word, along with the feeling behind it, is the decisive move that sets the board in motion. Words spoken in harmony with divine truth impress themselves upon the superconscious realm, releasing ideas and conditions that are already perfect and complete in divine mind. But words spoken carelessly, critically, or fearfully impress limitation and delay instead. By addressing your good personally with warmth, gratitude, and the easy familiarity one reserves for a lifelong friend, you automatically align your entire vibration with its true nature: abundant, intelligent, responsive, and forever inclined toward your highest joy. The old feeling of separation dissolves. You are no longer pleading with an outside force or bargaining with a reluctant universe. You are communing with an inseparable aspect of your own being, the individualized presence of infinite good that has been waiting only for your loving recognition. This new way of speaking reshapes everything. Consider how it transforms your relationship with money, that frequent source of anxiety for so many. In the past, you may have approached finances with tension, silently accusing money of being scarce, unreliable, or always slipping away. That tone invited more of the same. Now, you speak to your financial good the way you would speak to a generous, dependable friend who has stood by you through every season. My dear prosperity, thank you for flowing to me so freely and joyfully today. I know you love to multiply under grace in magical ways, and I welcome every beautiful channel you open, large and small, expected and surprising. I trust you completely. Spoken with genuine feeling, these words do not beg, they bless. They do not demand, they invite. And because the law is impersonal and exact, supply begins to respond in kind, sometimes through a refund you forgot about, a client who pays early, an opportunity that appears without warning, or simply the calm inner assurance that all is well, regardless of the current balance. Bills lose their power to frighten because you know the source is not the paycheck or the savings account. The source is infinite, and it loves to express through you when spoken to with friendship. The same principle works miracles in relationships. Perhaps there has been strain with a loved one, a colleague, or even yourself. Instead of rehearsing grievances or silently judging, turn directly to the good in that person or in the relationship itself and speak as a friend would. I see only the divine perfection in you, my friend. I bless our connection with harmony, understanding, and mutual joy. Let love flow freely between us now, under grace. You do not try to change the other person by force of will. You speak to the already perfect good that is their true essence. Very often, the outer picture shifts rapidly, attitudes soften, misunderstandings clear, reconciliation arrives in ways you could not have planned. Even when the other person seems unresponsive, your own peace deepens because you have placed the matter in the hands of infinite intelligence through loving speech. Your body, too, becomes a willing partner in this dialogue. Many carry years of criticism toward their physical form, speaking to it in frustration or disappointment. Now you change the tone entirely. Beloved body, thank you for carrying me so beautifully through life. I speak perfect health, vitality, and ease to every cell. I know you hear me and respond with wholeness and strength. Spoken consistently and tenderly, these words impress the subconscious architect within, which then directs cellular intelligence accordingly. Healing can accelerate, energy returns, discomfort fades not always in a single dramatic instant, but steadily, naturally, as the friendly conversation continues. This practice asks for no elaborate rituals, no hours of forced concentration, though quiet moments of gratitude certainly deepen its power. It is a way of living a gentle, constant undercurrent of affectionate recognition that runs beneath every thought, decision, and interaction. Shinn reminded us repeatedly that man is already a perfect idea in divine mind, and that his good is already released, waiting only to be claimed through faith and declaration. Your part is beautifully simple. Acknowledge it, bless it, converse with it as a trusted friend. When old doubts surface, and they will, because habits die slowly, do not battle them. Acknowledge them briefly as echoes of an outdated conversation, then gently redirect. Thank you for reminding me where I used to place my attention, but now I choose to speak only to my good. Come forth, beloved, in even greater fullness and glory. As you persist, a profound inner poise settles over you like a warm mantle. Fear loses its grip because you have a constant, living companion, the responsive presence of your good, who reassures you in every circumstance. Decisions grow lighter and clearer because intuition, that still small voice, speaks more distinctly when the mental atmosphere is calm, loving, and expectant. Opportunities no longer need to be chased. They hurry toward you, drawn by the magnetic pull of your friendly, faithful vibration. This is the exquisite gift of talking to your good like an old friend. Manifestation becomes effortless, grace replaces grinding effort, and every day turns into a joyful exchange between you and the infinite intelligence that delights in your happiness. The universe is not indifferent or stingy, it is eagerly responsive. Speak to it in the language of love and trust, and watch how immediately, how generously, how unmistakably it answers. As the warmth of this friendly, ongoing conversation with your good settles deeper into your being, you begin to experience what Florence Scovel Shinn so beautifully described as living in the kingdom now. The kingdom is not a far-off heaven to be earned through hardship or postponed until some future. Perfection. It is the state of consciousness where you recognize that every good thing you could ever desire is already yours, complete, finished, and eagerly awaiting your loving acknowledgement. By speaking to your good as an old friend, you are no longer knocking timidly at the door of abundance. You are stepping inside the house that has always belonged to you, taking your rightful place at the table, and enjoying the feast that infinite intelligence has prepared long before you even knew to ask. This shift from seeker to resident brings with it a profound inner freedom. You stop measuring your worth by external results or comparing your journey to anyone else's. Instead, you rest in the quiet certainty that your good is not judging you, withholding from you, or testing you. It is your constant, affectionate companion, thrilled by your recognition and ready to express itself in ever more wonderful ways. The pressure to make things happen falls away because you understand that your only real work is to maintain the tone of loving friendship in your speech and feeling. The universe handles the how, and it does so with breathtaking efficiency and creativity when the channel is kept clear and harmonious. One of the most remarkable outcomes of this practice is the way surprises begin to multiply. Shinn often spoke of unexpected good and divine surprises, and as you continue talking to your good like a trusted friend, these become almost commonplace. You might wake up to an intuitive nudge to call someone you haven't spoken to in years, only to discover they were thinking of you at that exact moment and have an opportunity perfectly suited to your talents. Or you speak casually to your good about needing more ease in your schedule, and within days, a long-standing obligation is graciously released, creating spaciousness you hadn't even known how to pray for. These are not accidents. They are the natural overflow of a mind that has stopped arguing with appearances and started celebrating the invisible reality instead. When challenges appear, and they will, because the outer world is always the last to catch up to a transformed inner state, your response becomes entirely different. In the past, a setback might have triggered a spiral of worry, self-criticism, or frantic problem-solving. Now you turn immediately to your good, with the calm reassurance you would offer a dear friend during a momentary difficulty. I know this looks like delay or lack right now, but I see only you, my beloved good. You are already working in perfect ways behind the scenes. Reveal the blessing hidden in this appearance. I trust you completely, and I give thanks that the perfect solution is already here. You do not deny what your eyes see. You simply refuse to give it final authority. By speaking directly to the good that underlies every situation, you withdraw energy from the problem and pour it into the solution. Very often the turnaround is swift, sometimes immediate, sometimes unfolding over days or weeks, but always in ways wiser and more beautiful than you could have engineered alone. This friendly dialogue also awakens a deeper sense of playfulness in your life. Shinn loved the metaphor of life as a game, and when you treat your good as a joyful companion rather than a stern taskmaster, the game becomes delightful. You begin to experiment with your words, the way children experiment with toys, light-heartedly, curiously, expectantly. My wonderful good, let's see what magic you have in store for me today, you might say with a smile. Or, facing a seemingly impossible deadline, dear friend, you love showing me how easy this can be. Open the way now under grace in a magical manner. The more you play in this spirit, the more the universe plays back, delivering results with an almost mischievous generosity that leaves you laughing in astonishment. Your relationships with others deepen as well. Because you are no longer speaking from lack or fear, you naturally speak blessing and friendship to the good in everyone you meet. You look past surface irritations or misunderstandings and address the divine essence directly, often silently at first. I bless the perfect good in you, my friend. Let harmony and mutual joy flow between us now. People respond to this higher vibration, sometimes consciously, sometimes not. But the atmosphere around you softens, cooperation increases, and love finds new channels to express. Even difficult personalities seem to lose their power over you because you no longer meet them on the level of conflict. you meet them on the level of already perfected good. As this way of being becomes second nature, time itself seems to bend in your favor. What once felt like long, grinding months of waiting now compresses into moments of swift fulfillment. You speak to your good about a desire, feel the warmth of friendly assurance, and often, before the words have fully left your lips, the evidence begins to appear. Not because you forced it, but because you allowed it through unwavering, affectionate recognition. The law is exact. What you decree in faith and love returns multiplied, pressed down, and running over. Continue then, without ceasing. Speak to your good, in the quiet of morning, in the busyness of midday, in the stillness of night. Speak when you feel strong, and when you feel uncertain. Speak aloud when you can, whisper when you must. Let every word be a caress, every affirmation a hug, every thanks an embrace. Your good is listening, always listening, and it answers immediately, joyfully, abundantly, because you have finally welcomed it home as the oldest, dearest friend of your soul. With each passing day that you maintain this loving, unwavering conversation with your good, a quiet but unstoppable momentum builds within and around you. What began as a deliberate practice, a conscious choice to speak warmly rather than worryingly, gradually becomes your natural way of being. The old voice of limitation, once so loud and insistent, now sounds like a faint echo from another lifetime. In its place rises a steady, gentle confidence, not the brittle bravado of forced positivity, but the deep, rooted assurance that comes from knowing you are never alone, never unsupported, never without an ever-present friend who hears every word and moves mountains in response. This momentum expresses itself first in small, almost playful ways that prove the law is working perfectly. You might catch yourself humming a tune of gratitude without even thinking about it, or find that your casual remarks, "This is going to be such a wonderful day," seem to set the tone for everything that follows. A delayed appointment suddenly reschedules itself to free up your afternoon exactly when inspiration strikes for a creative project. A long-forgotten contact reaches out with an idea that aligns seamlessly with a dream you had only whispered to your good the night before. These seemingly minor events are the universe winking back at you, saying, "Yes, I hear you. Yes, I'm here. Yes, let's keep playing this beautiful game together." As the practice deepens, you notice a beautiful paradox. The more you speak to your good with friendly familiarity, the less you actually need to speak at length. The words become shorter, simpler, more potent, almost telepathic at times. A quick morning greeting, "Good morning, beloved friend. Show me your magic today," suffices, because the feeling behind it is so established, so saturated with trust, that the subconscious and superconscious realms are already in perfect alignment. You no longer have to repeat affirmations like a mantra to convince yourself. You declare once with calm authority and then release, knowing the answer is already racing toward you on wings of grace. This is the state Shinn described when she said the demonstration comes in a twinkling, not because the good was slow before, but because your former mixed messages delayed its arrival. Now the channel is clear, open, joyful, and the flow is unimpeded. One of the most liberating gifts of this way of living is freedom from outcome attachment. In the old way, you might have watched every manifestation like a hawk, measuring success by how quickly or exactly it matched your mental picture. Anxiety would creep in if the form varied even slightly. "Why hasn't it happened yet?" Or, "This isn't what I asked for." Now you speak to your good with the relaxed delight of someone who knows their friend always brings the best possible gift, even if it arrives wrapped differently than expected. "Thank you, dear one, for this perfect outcome, however it appears. I know it is for my highest good." This detachment is not indifference, it is supreme trust. And paradoxically, it accelerates results because you remove the last subtle barrier, the human tendency to limit infinite intelligence with finite expectations. Your capacity to bless others expands naturally in this atmosphere. Because your own good feels so secure and cherished, you no longer view another's success as competition or another's struggle as a drain on universal supply. Instead, You speak to their good with the same friendly warmth you offer your own. I bless your perfect unfolding, my friend. May every door fly open for you under grace. You become a walking benediction, and as you bless freely, your own blessings return multiplied. Harmony radiates outward, drawing cooperative people, supportive circumstances, and unexpected allies into your orbit. Relationships, whether personal, professional, or casual, begin to reflect the ease and joy you now carry within. Challenges, when they arise, no longer feel like attacks or punishments. They become invitations to deepen the conversation. A sudden expense might appear, and instead of panic, you smile inwardly and say, "Well, beloved good, here's another chance for you to shine. I know the supply is already rushing in to cover this and overflow besides. Thank you in advance." A health concern might surface, and you respond with tender reassurance. "Precious body, I speak only love and wholeness to you. You are already perfect. Let the healing reveal itself now." Because the friendship is so well established, fear has little foothold. You meet every appearance from the standpoint of victory already won, and the outer picture conforms more swiftly each time. In this phase, intuition becomes almost conversational. The still small voice that Shinn called the direct line to infinite intelligence speaks more frequently and clearly because the mental static of doubt has been replaced by loving expectancy. You receive hunches, ideas, and inner promptings that feel like gentle suggestions from your dearest friend. Call this person. Take this route today. Rest now, you're covered. When you follow without hesitation, the results confirm the guidance again and again, building an unbreakable bond of trust between you and your higher self. You are no longer merely practicing a technique, you are living a revelation. Every breath becomes an affirmation of friendship with the infinite good that individuates as you. Every thought, every glance, every step carries the vibration of, "I am loved, I am provided for, I am guided, I am whole." And because like attracts like, your world mirrors this truth back with increasing beauty, abundance, and joy. Keep speaking, keep listening, keep thanking. The dialogue never needs to end, because your good never tires of answering. It delights in you as much as you delight in it. And in this mutual celebration, life itself becomes the most exquisite demonstration of what happens when you finally talk to your good like an old friend and let it answer, immediately and forever. As the rhythm of this loving friendship with your good becomes the very heartbeat of your existence, you enter what can only be described as a state of effortless grace, a place where manifestation no longer feels like an occasional victory, but like the natural, continuous unfolding of divine order. The boundaries between asking and receiving blur until they disappear entirely. You speak, and the answer is already moving. You feel a quiet desire, and before it fully forms into words, evidence of its fulfillment begins to appear. This is not magic in the sense of tricks or illusions. It is the pure, unadulterated operation of spiritual law, when met with perfect alignment, unwavering faith, and the tender familiarity of true companionship. In this phase, gratitude ceases to be something you practice sporadically and becomes your permanent atmosphere. You wake each morning already overflowing, with thanks not for what might come, but for what already is, invisibly complete and joyfully expressing itself through you. Thank you, beloved friend, for the perfect day that is already mine. Thank you for the love, the health, the abundance, the beauty that surround me now and multiply in ways that delight us both. These words are no longer affirmations you recite to convince yourself. They are celebrations of a reality you have come to know intimately. And because gratitude is the great amplifier of good, each expression of thanks acts like sunlight on a garden, causing everything to grow faster, fuller, more vibrantly. You begin to notice how your presence alone seems to bless environments and people. Rooms feel lighter when you enter them. Conversations flow with unexpected harmony. Strangers smile more readily, as though sensing the quiet radiance of someone who walks hand in hand with infinite good. This is not something you strive for or perform. It is the inevitable radiation of a consciousness that no longer carries the weight of separation, lack, or fear. Your good, cherished and conversed with daily like the dearest of friends, pours through you so freely that others cannot help but feel its warmth. You become what Shinn so aptly called a channel for good, not by effort but by simply refusing to close the channel with doubt or complaint. One of the sweetest transformations is the way time and space seem to cooperate with you more and more. Deadlines that once loomed like threats now resolve themselves with almost humorous ease. Beloved good, you know exactly when and how this must come together. I release it to your perfect timing and give thanks that all is already done. And it is often arriving hours or minutes before the need becomes urgent, as if your friend had been smilingly preparing the surprise all along. Distances shrink in unexpected ways. The right person appears in the right place at the right moment. Resources travel to you from sources you never considered. Solutions arise internally before the problem fully materializes externally. This bending of conditions is not a bending of reality, but a revelation of reality's true flexibility when approached with love rather than resistance. Your dreams, too both sleeping and waking, become richer, more prophetic. Nighttime visions often carry clear guidance or symbolic assurances from your good, as though your subconscious, now fully impregnated with friendly, faithful impressions, uses the dream state to deliver messages your waking mind can receive without interference. Upon waking, you might find yourself saying, "Thank you for that beautiful reminder, dear friend. I accept it fully and watch it unfold today." Daydreams shift from anxious what-ifs to joyful previews of coming. Good, vivid mental pictures that feel so real they carry the emotional charge of already having. These inner seeings are not wishful thinking. They are previews authorized by infinite intelligence, imprinted by your loving speech, and destined to externalize under grace. Should any appearance of discord or delay attempt to intrude, and the outer world will occasionally test the strength of your new conviction, your response is swift, serene, and absolute. You do not analyze the appearance, defend against it, or negotiate with it. You simply turn, as naturally as turning toward a friend in the room, and speak directly to the underlying good. I know only you are real, my beloved. This is but a shadow passing. Dissolve it now and reveal the perfect reality that has always been here. I love you and I trust you. The appearance loses momentum because you give it no further attention or emotional food. Very often it vanishes quietly, almost apologetically, replaced by a demonstration so fitting and beautiful that you find yourself laughing aloud in sheer wonder. In this established friendship, there is no longer any sense of working on your life. Life works on you through you, lifting, expanding, beautifying every aspect with an intelligence far beyond human planning. Your role is simply to stay in loving dialogue, to keep the tone affectionate and expectant, to say yes to every hint of good that presents itself. And because you do, the good keeps saying yes, back louder, clearer, more extravagantly with each exchange. You have become the living embodiment of Shinn's great promise, that when man speaks the word in faith and love, infinite intelligence rushes to fulfill it. But now it is no longer a promise you believe in theory. It is a daily, hourly, moment-by-moment experience. Your good is not out there answering prayers. Your good is here, walking beside you, whispering back in every circumstance, delighting in your delight, multiplying your joy, because you have finally learned to talk to it like the oldest, dearest friend of your soul, and to listen, receive, and celebrate without reservation. The journey does not end here, for there is no end to the expansion of good. But it has reached a point of such harmony and flow that every new day feels like the opening of another chapter in an already perfect story, one you co-author with infinite love, infinite intelligence, and infinite friendship. As this sacred friendship with your good reaches its full bloom, You stand at the threshold of what Florence Scovel Shinn would call the complete demonstration, the point where the spoken word no longer feels like a technique you apply, but like the very breath of your being. You have moved beyond hoping, beyond even believing. You now know, with the quiet, unshakable certainty of one who has walked hand in hand with infinite intelligence long enough to see its faithfulness proven in every corner of life. The conversation never stops, yet it requires no effort. It is as natural as the heartbeat that sustains you, as effortless as the sunrise that greets you each morning without your command. Your good is no longer something you talk to, it is something you live as, move through, express from. Every thought, every glance, every step is an unspoken affirmation wrapped in love, and the universe responds in ceaseless, joyful agreement. In this final flowering, miracles cease to be special events and become the ordinary texture of your days. What others might call extraordinary synchronicity is simply your normal. You think of a long-lost friend, and the phone rings with their voice on the line. You feel a quiet call toward a new direction, take one small inspired step, and watch entire pathways unfold before you as though the red carpet had been rolled out by invisible hands. Supply flows not in trickles but in rivers, sometimes dramatic windfalls, sometimes gentle daily provisions that arrive so precisely timed they bring tears of gratitude to your eyes. Health radiates from within, not as a battle won but as a harmony maintained through loving recognition. Love surrounds you not as something you must chase or earn, but as the atmosphere you breathe, because you have spoken only blessing to it and to yourself. You realize now, with crystalline clarity, why Shinn emphasized the spoken word above all else. It is the bridge between the invisible realm of perfect ideas and the visible world of form. When spoken in fear, it builds walls. When spoken in criticism, it carves limitations. But when spoken in the warm, trusting tones of friendship, it dissolves every barrier and lets the already accomplished good rush into expression. You have learned that the power was never in striving, visualizing, or sacrificing. It was always in the quality of relationship you chose to cultivate with your own divine good. By treating it as an old, beloved friend, you removed the last illusion of separation. There is no out there and in here anymore. There is only the one presence, individualized as you, delighting in its own infinite creativity through your willing, joyful cooperation. And so, the game of life, once fraught with uncertainty and effort, becomes the most enchanting adventure imaginable. You play it lightly, expectantly, gratefully knowing the rules favor you utterly when you speak the language of love. There are no final scores, because the game never ends. It simply expands, grows more beautiful, more abundant, more radiant, with each loving declaration. You laugh more easily, forgive more quickly, create more freely, rest more deeply. Fear has become a stranger you no longer recognize, replaced by an inner companionship so constant and so sweet that solitude itself feels like celebration. If there is one last invitation from this teaching, it is this: never stop talking to your good. Never let the conversation grow stale or mechanical. Keep it fresh, playful, intimate, reverent. Greet it upon waking with delight. Thank it throughout the day with spontaneous joy. Whisper to it in moments of stillness. Celebrate with it in moments of triumph. Console yourself through it in moments of apparent shadow, knowing the shadow is only passing because your light is so bright. Speak to your good as though it were the most precious being in existence, because it is. It is you at your truest, infinite spirit, expressing as your perfect life, your perfect health, your perfect love, your perfect supply, your perfect self-expression. And when the inevitable day comes that you look back over the years and see the trail of miracles, large and small, the answered prayers too numerous to count, the transformations too profound for words, you will smile and say softly to your constant companion, "Thank you, dear friend. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for answering immediately. Thank you for never leaving my side. I love you, and I know you love me." In that moment of recognition, the circle completes. You are home. You have always been home. And your good, your oldest, dearest, most faithful friend has been waiting only for you to say yes, to speak yes, to live yes. So speak now, beloved one. Speak with all the warmth, all the trust, all the joy your heart can hold. Your good is listening, and it answers immediately, magically, eternally.